welcome to the Sky Spirit channel. I think I'm live. Can somebody confirm that I am, just so I know? I changed a setting, which is always a little bit dangerous, isn't it? I changed a setting and, oh, what does that notification say? Let's have a look. Am I live? Am I not live? We don't know. I don't know how to. That YouTube stream health is excellent. Depending on the Facebook permission settings, the privacy range set by Prism and the actual broadcast range may be different. Oh, that's so clear now, isn't it? That is so clear. Right. Okay, I am live. That's good. And so I'm just gibbering on here. Let's make the chat bigger so I can see it. Oh, I feel like a technical genius here, aren't I? Yes, right. So I set something on YouTube on the thing where you go live. I put it on auto enable. So when the streaming software Prism starts streaming, it automatically comes on. But I never turned that off. So it was always like that. And when I first started using Prism, I used it a few times and I never did that. So why did they just change things and then just not say anything? Because then you look like an absolute tool talking to yourself for 20 minutes. Anyway, hello, how are you? It's so sunny in deepest, darkest Northumberland, and that, believe me, is unusual. So everybody's walking around with a smile on their face because the sun does make us happy, doesn't it? So if you have to go to work today, A, I feel sorry for you, but B, take the day off. If you want somebody to ring your boss and make an excuse, then just text me your number and I'll do it for you. And that actually reminds me, many years ago when I was in my early 20s, so like we're talking a long time ago, I was out partying with a friend and like we partied hard all night, and like I mean so hard that like by 6 o'clock in the morning we were still partying. And I had to go to work and I was like, Liz, oh please, Liz, phone up my work and say that I'm ill. And she went, oh, okay then, okay. I was like, I'm going to leave the room because I can't listen because I was nervous. So I left the room and I came back in 5 minutes later. I went, did you do it? And she's like, yes. She's Maltese. I can't do her accent. She was like, yes. And I said, well, what did you say? She says, I said you had a nervous breakdown. I was like, you what? So she told them I had a nervous breakdown. So like literally I had to, obviously I couldn't just go in the next day. I'm sorry, old work, if you're listening, please forgive me, but I don't think they will be. So I literally had to take days and days off, and they like sent me a bunch of flowers and everything. I felt awful. So, yeah, it was, why on earth would you say that if somebody asked you to at work? I don't know. Anyway, right, enough of that. The astrology for today. So, Uranus. It's all about Uranus today. Uranus is in Taurus, and that's going to sextile the North Node in Pisces, and it also trines the South Node in Virgo. So, what that actually means in terms of things happening and behavior, it's like it can bring up old patterns of behavior. So watch you don't slip into old ways of doing things if those old ways are negative, and if those old ways haven't worked for you before. Because remember, what is that? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different outcome. So make sure that you're not falling into that trap today. It can also, this type of planetary sort of alignment and movement can also bring about big changes of fate, changes of destiny, chance meetings that are like sliding doors moments that mean that the course of your life changes. So it's a really exciting day astrologically, and could be quite spicy. Anything to do with all those sort of patterns happening and things could be quite spicy. And Taurus, as we know, Taurus is stubborn and likes his own way. So you know, it's one of those days you could knock heads with somebody today. Possibly, not always. Right, okay. Let us do a collective reading. I won't, Mandy, I'll leave your ass out of it. Okay, let's go. I'm going to draw another card with that one as well. Okay, right. Today, that's strange because like I just shared a short which was actually similar to this. So the Page of Pentacles reversed is our first is our first card here. Now this is a card that's associated with making mistakes at work and unemployment, and isn't that funny what I've just said? Like, because that could so easily have blown up in my face, and I'm really surprised I didn't get the sack. And this card is the card of getting the sack. This is a card that tells you just be really careful at work, be conscientious, don't let a mistake be costly to you in your work life, okay? Don't the cards have a sense of humor? They really, really do. And this happens to me all the time with cards. Like, and what we also have here is the Queen of Swords. Now, I'm like stumbling over my words here because my signifier is the Queen of Swords, and I've just told you a story about me doing something really bad at work. And there's me and the mistake. But the Queen of Swords is could be you, could be somebody that you associate with, going to be somebody at work, I'm going to say, because of this, because of it coming out with this Page of Pentacles here, and in line with this mistake. And she's also came out with the Eight of Cups reversed. So it feels like somebody. It's something to do with work, okay? So it's a feminine energy to do with work. Watch out for making mistakes. But it feels like this woman could be trying to get you to leave. It's like, is she trying to sort of maximize or capitalize on your mistakes? But it feels like she could be implemental. Is that a word? Implemental? I think it is. She could be involved. She could be involved in this mistake, and it feels like she wants you to leave. She wants you out the way. And that's a really strange combination, but this is a collective reading, remember, so it could be actually for you. It could be on a broader term as well. So it feels like she wants you to leave. However, the final card, and I know I've got 4 cards in my hand and not 3, but I pulled a what's called a clarifier with the Queen of Swords to get a more accurate reading on the card. So it feels like she wants you to leave, feels like it's to do with work. However, the outcome card is the Sun, and that's a really, really positive card. So it feels to me that you have to be careful about this mistake, or you have to put something right, okay? Because otherwise, the feminine energy who wants you out of the way is going to maximize on it. But if you sort this out, if you put the problem right, it's all going to end up sunny. So it's all going to go right. It's going to be a happy ending, shall we say. But you must address the issue, okay? You must address this issue. If you're not working and watching this, then that it can also apply to, I say work because it's pentacles, and pentacles are just so traditionally associated with work. But of course, they're also just like practicalities. So it could be a situation at home, could be a situation with somebody you know. But it does feel like yeah, I'm just right. Yeah, I'm looking at the live chat, Deanne, and I'm sort of reading that, and I've just thought in my head, yeah, I'm getting much better at reading the live chat while I'm talking. And then, like, I've just like completely lost my train of thought because I was reading it. Oh. So pride comes before a fall, people. So if it's not to do with work, just could be to do with somebody around you who is a feminine energy, who wants you out of the way, wants you to make a mistake and then leave, or make a mistake that means you have to leave their sort of leave their sphere of influence, leave something to them, so they want you out the way so they can capitalize. Right, okie dokie. Right, I'm gonna stop reading the chat because I'm dropping the cards and everything now, because I've made it bigger. I can see it, but that's probably like not a great thing for concentration. You know, like people who can actually read the chat and stuff and then keep talking, just like on another level, aren't they? On another level. One day I will be that person. I will. I promise you. Right, okay. So 12 card reading. I'm going to lay down 12 cards. Choose 1, choose 2, choose 3, or choose as many as you like, or listen to the entire reading and take what you want from it. Take what resonates for you. or take it as a connected reading, because more and more we're seeing that these cards are connected, and my cards know the score now because I have a relationship with my cards, so they know what I want from them. And you'll find that most people who read tarot a lot do have that personal relationship with their cards, and it's like you see the same card in a similar situation, so your meaning and your definition and stuff, it becomes honed over time and becomes very personal to you. So you tend to find that two tarot readers will generally have different they'll have the same general interpretation of a card, but they'll have a nuanced view of it with different ways that they read it. So that's really interesting. And my cards have got a sense of humor and they like to trip me up. And there's one card that I am thinking might come out today, and my cards know what it is, but we'll see if it does. Right, so cards going out, stop waffling, right, over there in the corner. So if you're watching this as a recording, you can see what cards I'm going to turn over, so you don't need to listen to me waffling on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 if you're watching the recording. Righty ho, okie dokie. Let's start. I'm going to start with number 2 today. We never do that. Yeah, how did that even happen? How does that even happen? Okay, we've got the 8 of Cups. Right, I'm a supreme shuffleator. I shuffle, 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 shuffle. This hasn't come out because I didn't shuffle properly, because we had the 8 of Cups reversed before, and we have the 8 of Cups upright here. Now this is interesting because it's come out twice now, but it's the other way up this time. So if you've chosen number 2, this card is associated with leaving something that wasn't meant for you, okay? Now, it's emotional because it's cups. All these cups are left behind. This person isn't even looking back, okay? It's one of those situations where you just walk away and you're heading for better places, okay? You're heading for the mountains, so it's going to be a little bit challenging, this walk away. But remember, mountains, challenges, you get to the top, you look back, you've got that view from above. You can see things in perspective. You can see things from a third person point of view, objectively. So you're not emotionally embroiled in it anymore, because, you know, it can be really hard, especially in relationships, to know when enough is enough and to get out of there. And that's a literal example of this card. And then afterwards you think, why didn't I leave sooner? But this doesn't have to be a relationship, so don't anybody just like walk out of their partner's home today or your home today and leave somebody just because this card has come up. Doesn't necessarily mean a relationship. That's a literal explanation. It can mean just walking away from something that has been emotional for you, something that you've put emotion into, or something that's given you negative vibes and you've been trying to make it work, or it's been taking a lot out of you, you know, emotionally, and you decide to draw a line in the sand and go, I'm done with this. I'm done with this. I'm walking away from it. I'm taking a new path. And this card is encouragement to do so. This card is telling you that that is the right move. So if there's something, your intuition will tell you. And I'm wondering if we've got another card today that's going to just confirm that for us. Your intuition is going to tell you that it is the right thing to walk away. It is the right time to pull the plug on something. It's not meant for you. Leave it, move on to something else. We're going to go straight to, I'm going to go for number 1. I'm going to go for number 1. Okay, right. So we've got the 3 of Wands reversed. When you're under the influence of this energy, it can feel like you can't see the way forward. It can feel like there are no opportunities. You might feel stilted. You might feel like choices are being taken from you. It can also mean travel plans being cancelled. It's that sort of sticky obstacle thing that happens when everything feels like it's like, oh, why has that gone wrong? And it's like when one thing happens and another thing happens and you think, God, nothing's gonna go right today. But remember, a reversal of a card is simply a blocked energy of the upright meaning. And this card is actually a card which talks about progress in your current project. It's progress in current projects because it's a 3, not a 2. 3s are about moving forward more than an ace or a 2. It's also it involves, when it's a 3, it usually involves other people as well. So when your plans have become disrupted today, it's likely that that's due to a third party's involvement. So let's have a literal example of this. Say you plan to go somewhere with somebody, it's their car that's going to break down, yeah? It's not yours. So you can be thankful for that. But it's that sort of thing. It's that sort of sticky obstacle not going right because of somebody else. All right, so watch out for that. Also watch out for any travel plans being cancelled or travel plans sort of having obstacles in them. So if you are, for example, off to the airport, make sure you got your passport, all right, because it feels like the energy is disruptive around travel as well. So that's number 1. Number 3, we've got the Page of Pentacles. Please tell me that can't be true. How can that even happen? I've literally shuffled and then split the deck and then split it again, and we've got the Page of Pentacles is upright. This is about a message. This is about a message and a financial opportunity. This is news coming to you about finances. This is good news. It's always good news when this card is up this way, and it's new beginnings, and it's stepping forward into something new, a new opportunity. And very often it's about money passing hands and going to you. So if you are in a bit of a state financially, and God, aren't we all at the moment, then this is telling you that a change of fortune is really, really close. It is literally knocking on your door, and it's like virtually saying, here, it's going to change. Take this from me and let's move on to a new place. And you can consider your finances are on the move. They're going upwards. It's also a youthful energy. It's like inspiration. It's like when you've been feeling down about money and things like that, suddenly you'll see a way forward. It's that inspiration. It's a youthful way of thinking. Because as we get older, we become more jaded, don't we? It's like you get stuck in old patterns of behavior. Let's talk about the astrology again, which is talking about don't go back to old patterns of behavior. And this page confirms that. It's like, cast aside those things that you did that brought you into the negative situation financially or materially, and take a new path forward. Be the Page of Pentacles, be brave, be adventurous, have that youthful mindset where you'll try something new. It's a change of fate as well, which also links back in with the astrology. A change of fate, a change of destiny, a sliding doors moment where something will just change for you, which means that your finances materially are on the up. I'm going to go for that card, number 10. Number 10, Ten of Swords, one of the cards of the deck that people run screaming from. Don't run screaming from the Ten of Swords, because this is a card, because it's a 10, it's the end of a cycle. So what it does mean is this card is recognizing that you have been through a traumatic time. It's recognizing the fact that you might have just been through a crisis. You might have just had an upset. You might have even been stabbed in the back, because this guy's actually been stabbed in the front, but some readers read it as stabbed in the back, and it's a common meaning of the card. But it can feel like you've been betrayed a little bit, and it can feel like somebody has been working against you. It can also signify sort of ill health, so you haven't been feeling very well. But remember, it's a 10. It's the end of a cycle, which means that it's coming to completion. It's like the worst of it is over. You know that, is it an old wives' tale? It says, oh, the fever gets worse before it breaks. And it's like the crisis moment. I don't know if that is an old wives' tale, or is there anybody medical that can tell me, does that actually happen if you've got like a fever? Does it become worse than suddenly break? Because that's that. This is the energy of this card. It's like it's been its worst. The worst is over. So even though you could still feel quite fragile, okay, even though you could still feel like you are in a bad place at the moment and things have been tricky, it's like expect things to improve. And let's tie that right back in with our Page of Pentacles and Eight of Cups as well, because taking a new path, things improving, being that person who is able to take on a new path. But the Ten of Swords energy could have drained you of that ability. You could be feeling like you can't battle on. It's like you can't go any further. I'm just not up for this anymore. But the Ten of Swords is also a card that talks about being strong, okay? Using your inner strength in order to, I mean, you've got through this. You're still here, all right? You've been through the Ten of Swords crisis, and now you're going to be a page, and you're going to take a new path, and you're going to move forward from this position and be in a much, much, much better place. Okay, so if you chose number 10, or if this resonates with you, take this message, all right, and let me know how that goes for you, because it feels like it's been a really, really emotional time, emotionally damaging time. And the Ten of Swords can be like that. It's a bit like the Tower. It's you know, it can feel like a catastrophe at the time, but always remember as well that there are things to be learned from every experience. And I don't know what your spiritual beliefs are. We're all different. But for me, I believe that we are eternal energy. We are eternal souls. And we're simply manifesting in this physical body at the moment. And when this physical body stops being here, because it doesn't go on forever, then our soul continues and becomes a new thing, reincarnates, I guess you would call it, or perhaps decides not to. I think that we make a choice whether we come back or not. And I think that's because we have lessons to learn. And it's like we're in a giant academy. We're like learning every time we come back, and we're progressing. And I think you get the same lesson back if you don't learn it. And like that explains my poor choices in relationships for sure, because I kept making the same mistake and ending up with the same thing on my plate. So I made a conscious decision that that wasn't for me anymore. And I have to tell you that I have been far happier. I'm just reading the side chat, as Lady D would say. In sickness, yes, it get worse before better. Yes, and then I've heard that about the end of life as well, where you can get a sudden burst of health, and the relatives will think, wow, they looked really well today, and then bang, you're gone. And that's, yeah, that's really interesting, isn't it, how that works? We like that. Right, so Ten of Swords, stick with it, move past it. Number 12. And number 12, we have a card that came out yesterday. Love this, love this. It's the Star. And this, gosh, goes with our Ten of Swords, goes with our Eight of Cups, goes with our Page of Pentacles. The Star is taking that new path. All right, if you're resonating with this card, number 12, this is encouraging you to take that new path and follow your star, to see your name in lights, to see your name in stars. And what that means is, cover the booby lady, is that it's like, okay, take this new path because that's where your destiny lies. That's where you're going to achieve happiness. Taking off, doing this new thing, taking something that's in your head and heart that you'd really love to do, and then actually moving forward and doing it is going to lead you to your star, because you're following your star. This is also, when I say this card goes with the Ten of Swords, because the Ten of Swords can indicate a health crisis that somebody's just been through. The star is the getting better. So the star is the improvement. The star is a card that talks about good health and prosperity, hope for the future. It's a card of hope. It's a beautiful card. I've said this so many times, but it's one of my favorite cards in the deck, because it's such a pure, clean energy. And whenever I see it, I have that vision of, you know, like from school when you do the nativity and you've got Mary and Joseph and like on the donkey and they're following the star along. And I always see that in my head. It's like that, following that star to this new place. And that's what you do under the influence of this card. You're moving to a better place, a balanced place. It's also a card for healers as much as it is healing. So again, if your path, if you've considered, say if you're being the page and you're moving away from something and considering a path in a healing modality, if you're considering taking up Reiki or whatever it is, crystal healing, then go for it, do it, tackle it, become the page of Pentacles and take on board this new project, because it feels like it's going to be prosperous to you. Look, my cards are all over the place because I'm getting overexcited and scattering them about. So yeah, take the star. If you got this card, then I'm very happy for you today. Number 11. Why do I feel funny when I'm turning this card over? I don't know. This card is the Ace of Swords. So this card is it's like a stumbling block, okay? And it's like a card that means that there's obstacles, there's loss associated with this card. It can also mean infertility. And you see in the tarot can be quite literal. When you see a card that looks phallic, it usually is. So it can mean, when it's like this, it can mean actual infertility, impotence even. So if you get this card, don't use that as a literal translation. Use it as, we can be infertile or impotent in life, and it just means that you're having a time when your ideas you can't create, because we are such powerful creators, and we create our way forward by manifesting opportunities, using energy. Where your thought goes, the energy flows. Okay, and how many times has that been proven to you? Because it's proven to me all the time. I'll literally give something attention and all of a sudden it starts moving. It's like you unblock the energy by giving something attention. So when the Ace of Swords comes out, it's telling you to identify an area in your life that needs your attention in order to become the strong phallic Ace of Swords again, which is the creator, the fertile manifester of energy and movement. Okay, so we need you to stop doing this and to do this. And to do that is simply a question first of identifying where this energy is stuck, what is going on, which part of your life. Perhaps you need to do this. Perhaps you need to leave something. Perhaps it's your Eight of Cups calling here. Perhaps that's what needs unstuck. If it is, let me know, or let me know what it is anyway. But it's an area of your life that you need to address in order to become the Ace of Swords upright, in order for this energy to clear the confusion. Because the Ace of Swords as well, we have clouds, we have a hand coming out of the clouds, because it's confusion. It's like, when it's like this, it's like you can't see the wood for the trees. It can feel like you're not sure of the way to go. You wanted to do something but it didn't work out. Put your attention back on that, because it's like the sword is going to come through the clouds in the hand of clarity and whisk away all those clouds of confusion, and you'll be able to see the path forward. Okay, so it's a card that asks you to direct your energy to change something. Really interesting card. Don't know why I felt funny when I turned that over. Number 9. Number 9 also goes with this reading. So number 9 is the Eight of Wands reversed. This is a card of stagnating energy as well, just like the Ace of Swords can be. Ace of Swords can mean that the energy is not flowing properly. Eight of Wands can mean that the energy is stuck and it's delayed and it's taking its time to move and it needs to be pushed forward. What we need here is a real high energy card in order to give us some energy to move past this place. So it feels like, again, this ties in. Both cards tie in with the astrology as well, because the astrology of today was talking about old patterns of behavior. And the Eight of Wands reversed can also mean that you're stuck and stagnating in an old pattern of behavior. And when we use that old pattern of behavior, we can't expect things to change, can we? We can't expect to get a different outcome. Everything's going to happen in the same way. You're going to keep repeating the same lesson until you make the change. And there's your change, your Eight of Cups. Make the change. Do something different. Something's not working out for you. Identify it. Become the Ace of Swords. Identify the problem. Let's see through those clouds. Let's see what the problem really is, and let's clear that energy so that you can get moving again. Good morning, Helena. Is it Helena or Helena? I always choose one or the other pronunciation, and I'm sorry if I get it wrong every time. But I sort of hedge my bets and say Helena one day and Helena the next day, just in case. So please let me know, H. So this card is again talking about moving energy and it being stale. And it's like, if you're feeling this, all right, and if you can, wouldn't it be a great day if it's sunny where you are, just to sit and contemplate? Because I don't think we do enough contemplation, you know, and we're so used to like being overstimulated all the time. Like we're either online or we're looking at a TV, we're listening to something, we're reading something. We very rarely sit and go within ourselves anymore. We're always actually doing something. And it's like, I think we've lost a lot of, oh, I've just felt something itch my foot, and like, I'm a real arachnophobe and I have to check it. No, it's not a spider. If it was, you wouldn't see me for dust. So what was I saying there? Oh yeah, so we're always completely overstimulated. We're always having to do things. We're losing that ability to go within and to know ourselves properly. So I think this card, and when you're looking for where is your energy stuck, why is it stagnating? We don't know because we don't contemplate. We don't think about things. We just do, 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 do. Our whole day is like a cycle of tick, 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 do this, do this, do this, do this. And then we're tired and then we go to bed and then we get up and then we do it all again. And we don't just sit and fire gaze. You know, imagine that you're in a cave and you've lit the fire. And it's like thousands of years ago. And we're just sitting, staring into the flames. And your mind is doing its own thing. And it's turning round and it's identifying issues. Because our brains are so powerful. And our minds, which are different from our brain, aren't they? A brain physiological, mind different. It's our mind that has that power to identify where we are stuck emotionally or in any other way. And it's that I think's neglected. We're constantly feeding our brains, keeping them ticking over with like sort of actual stimulation, but our minds are sort of left twiddling their thumbs because we don't use them anymore. So if you can't identify right now where your energy's stuck, why don't you turn off everything today, apart from this show? Don't turn this off until I've done. But then you can actually spend some time just in quiet contemplation. If it's sunny where you are, why don't you sit outside and just look into nature? Because nature is like fire gazing, isn't it? You know, if you sit and look out to sea or just watch birds or watch the trees moving slowly in the wind, it's like giving your mind that space to work properly. So try that today. Look, all that came from the Eight of Wands being stuck. Isn't that lovely? But do, and let me know if that resonates with you. Number 8. Number 8, this card came out yesterday and the day before, and this card has come out 3 days in a row. The Six of Pentacles, all right? So, if this card is resonating with you today, or if you chose number 8, isn't it? Number 8, the Six of Pentacles is a card of balance. It's to do with material things. Pentacles are material, it's money, it's possessions, it's stability and progress, right? And it's a card, the guy has scales in his hand, and that indicates that it's about, this is the right way up. So we've got a good energy here. It's about achieving balance. It's about that balance is coming right when it comes to finances. And it's a card that you'd expect to see if you were owed something and it came back to you. That's what you would see. That would be this energy. It's also a card about sharing, giving and receiving. So you can be the person who is receiving. Okay, so you can expect things to come your way if you are deserving of them and if they're supposed to come your way. But it's also a card that encourages you to share what you have with other people. And it doesn't mean to say you have to share all your money with them, because we do need money to live. Gosh, don't we? Especially in these times, it just feels like everybody I talk to, myself included, we're just all struggling. We're just all struggling for finances at the minute, you know, because everything seems to be going up and up and up, apart from what's coming in. That's just staying the same. So we're getting more and more and more poor. So it doesn't. This card doesn't necessarily mean that you have to give away your money. Although if you have lots of it, do so. I should put a PayPal link on, shouldn't I? Just in case you're feeling like you need to just give your money. I'm kidding. But yeah, it's a card of giving. It's a card of receiving. And I'm just, yes, Mandy, yeah, this would have been your 3rd day. I know, I was thinking that. I was wondering if you were going to get it 3 days in a row, but you didn't. And I wonder what that signifies. And I'm not going to pretend that I do know why you haven't picked it on the third day. Interesting. We'll see what develops from that. Mandy, let me know how that manifests in your life. So giving and receiving, if you can, then share. If you did pick it today, you did pick it today. Oh no, that's Helena. Yeah. So if you can, share what you have with other people who need it. But if you are in need, expect it to come your way. I want this card because I am in need at the moment. So bring it on, bring it on. It's a card of charity. It's a card of being charitable. It's a really nice card. It's a card of balance, and it's sort of putting things back energetically in the right order as well. So it's a really good card, and it's about refinding, reachieving, refinding, rebalancing things that have been out of kilter. Number 7. Haven't had this one for a while. Number 7 is the Ten of Wands reversed. So the Ten of Wands is a card of burden when it's up this way. Okay, you see man carrying sticks. He's like, "Why, this is so heavy and I'm sick of carrying these sticks." When it's upside down, this is a card that's saying, okay, it's time to put down your burdens. It's time to stop taking on too much. It's time to, if somebody has been taking too much from you but not reciprocating, then it's time for you to make like the Eight of Cups and leave their ass behind. Okay, it's a card that's saying you've taken on too much. These are not your burdens to carry anymore. It's time for you to put them down in order for you to reach the beautiful mountain and castle that's in the background of this card. And that symbolizes home and being happy and achieving your goal. So it's like at the minute it feels like you've been weighed down. It doesn't have to be sticks that you've been weighed down by. You can be weighed down obviously by responsibilities, but there's also that situation where you've put too much into somebody expecting them to reciprocate or even just be grateful for what you've done for them, because obviously gratitude is a powerful energy as well. It's lovely to do things for people if they are truly grateful for what you've done for them. You know what, I'm not saying like we only do things so people can be grateful to us, but it just makes it feel like there's that energy exchange, isn't it? Just makes it feel better. When things become one-sided, it's like somebody is sucking the life out of you and you are pouring your energy into somebody. So it's time to pull the plug on that person if that's the case. It can also be literal. I mean, not as literal as, unless you're a wood carrier, then, and you have been carrying too many sticks, but I don't know any people that do that anymore. Like a forest, what are they called? Forester, forest cutter, wood carrier, I don't know. But think like, is it Red Riding Hood? Isn't there a bloke in that carries sticks or something? So anyway, if whatever it is that you're carrying, whatever load you're carrying, whether it's taking on too much at work, taking on emotional responsibilities. Hi Carly, how you doing? Taking on things, it's time to just dump that stuff. Get rid of it, put it down, move past it, make like the Eight of Cups, leave it behind, because this is an energy that's recognizing it. You've got broad shoulders, okay, and people will be leaning on you for that support, and we all are guilty of that. We all know somebody who we can go to when we are feeling like we need to vent, or we need to tell our troubles to, or we need help. But when you become that person and you are constantly that person, then sometimes you need to be the person that has somebody to rely on and somebody to lean on. And this would be the energy of this card. So whatever it is that you're carrying, let it go and move on. Okay. And if you need to lean on somebody else, then do so. And I'm always available if you need to vent or if you need somebody to lean on. You can message me and I will always do my best to help you. I can't help you with money, unfortunately, but I can listen to you. So if that's just you want somebody to talk to, then drop me a message. Number four. I like this card too. Number 4 is the Two of Swords reversed. Right, Two of Swords. Have a look at that illustration. I love this illustration. This is a woman with a blindfold with two swords and a moon over her head. So what that means is when it's this way up, okay, she's got two paths. She's got a decision to make between two options, but she can't see which way to go because she's blindfolded. And what she also can't see is the moon over her head, which is symbolic of her intuition. So she's literally not using her intuition to make that decision. But when this card is in the reversed position, it's usually about, right, that blindfold's been removed and you are now in a position where your intuition is kicking in and helping you to make the right decision. So it's a card that's going to, where were we talking about? Right, okay, yeah. Was it this card? Was it the eight? Where are we going back to the Eight of Cups here when I mentioned, is there a card about intuition in this spread here? This would be that card, talking about using your intuition in order to discern the right way forward, especially when it's a choice between two options. All right. So also with this card, the other sort of side of this card is just reminding you that when you've got two options, one of them's right, but one of them's the wrong way. All right. So make sure you've got your blindfold off. Make sure that you are aware of the circumstances. You've properly considered those two options. You've weighed them up. And let's go back to our Six of Pentacles, because we've got the scales of justice on the Six of Pentacles, which is about balance. And this card is also about using that balance, using the scales of justice. And in my head now, I have a vision of sort of scales, and you put everything, the good and the bad from each option on each side, and you see how those scales weigh. It's like pros and cons, isn't it? So I want you to, if you're making a choice between two options, if you're resonating with this card or chosen number 4, to weigh up, carefully weigh up using the pros and cons, use those scales to see, to make sure that your blindfold is off and you're seeing the options clearly. Yes, Charlene, I'm on Lady D's channel for Beverly's Saturday night. Is it Saturday Psychic or Psychic Saturday? I always get it the wrong way around. So yes, I'm on that on Saturday night with Azria, which is going to be fantastic. I think Beverly's having the night off, so it'll be me and Azria and Lady D on Saturday night. Awesome. Thank you so much for that, Charlene. You are epic. Right, so if that's your card, watch those options. We've only got 2 left. Number 5. How can that even happen? Three of the cards that were originally in the collective have turned up in this reading. And I swear, honestly, I shoveled them so well. I cut, I put them back in different order, like cut, redo. And then 3 come out. And what that means to me is that this is like, it's meant to be. You know, these cards are meant to be here. But what we have here is the sun reversed. And I'm pausing there, not because I'm frozen, but because that that reminds me. Do you remember when lockdown was on and everybody had to work from home and everybody started using Zoom, and you know there was like everybody was talking on Zoom and it used to freeze? And then I always remember, I think it was a joke, I don't think it actually happened, or a meme or something, where somebody's pretending their screen's frozen because obviously they don't want to talk to their work colleagues and their cat just walks past the screen. So what was I even saying? Okay, right. So we've got the sun reversed. The sun reversed is talking about you aren't being bold. And this ties in nicely to the card that was right next to it, which is your Two of Swords, which is your choices. Okay, blindfold coming off. And this card upside down. This, I'm going to read these together. This is saying you're not being bold with this choice. This also ties in with the Eight of Cups as well. You're not being brave and bold. You're not actually being adventurous. You're being that person who is jaded, who is using those old patterns of behavior. We're back to the same theme here. You're doing the same thing over and over and over and over again and expecting a different outcome. Okay, this card is saying be this child on a horse. Be this child on a horse who's going yeehaw and is naked because they have no care in the world, and they're riding that. They're not even holding on to the horse. That's how confident they are. They are galloping into the future, into a sunny, beautiful future, and that is not you when it's reversed. You are able to do that. Yes, you are, because remember, the reversal is simply the blocked energy of the upright, but basically you're holding back from it. And that could be to do with those two choices. So it looks like you can see a way forward. Let's go back to the star here, the star of hope, the new path forward. You can see that could be one of two paths here. Could be involving leaving something behind. But we've got stagnated energy here. We've got things that are stuck. We've got our Ace of Swords and our Eight of Wands reversed, meaning that the path is stuck. You're stagnating. You're not choosing the path. You're not moving forward. So what you need to do, the message from this card is identify that blockage, all right? Do that fire gazing today. Do that contemplating your navel, I believe they used to call it. Yes, I think, isn't Bev's live tonight? Is it? I don't know what time it is tonight that she's on, but I know I just saw a thing on YouTube message thing that Lady D had problems last night with her stream. She couldn't go on last night, so Bev will have to check in with her and make sure that that's all working. But Lady D's 5 hours behind, so she'll be asleep now. So we'll have to wait to see if she's fixed the issue. You know, it's weird. Nobody's sleeping at the minute. Everybody's all over the place. Everybody's a bit sun reversed. And also, how many people are having technical problems at the moment? How much is YouTube messing around at the minute? But it's not restricted to YouTube. It just seems to be like everything seems to be going wrong with technology and stuff. And what about Spain had those power cuts and that? And I don't watch the news anymore. I used to watch the news like all the time. I used to have just like things with the news on constantly. Now the only news I watch is Sean Atwood's channel, because the BBC British bullshit corporation is just does my head in, and like I think there's so much like rubbish on there. So he's the only person I watch for news now, and that's the truth. That's the only thing I watch for news is the Sean Atwood channel. I'm sure that you get a more honest, open, overall view, unbiased, than we do with our normal channels. Right, I've totally lost my train of thought because I'm supposed to be talking about the sun reverse, and I'm actually talking about Sean Atwood. So what was I talking? Oh yeah, technology. We're all stuck. There's all these technical problems. I blame Schumann resonance and the solar activity that we're having at the minute for the technology problems. So yeah, and I'm just backtracking here and thinking, why was I talking about that? It's because I saw that we were talking about Bev in the chat. So hopefully Bev will be on tonight. Right, back to do some navel gazing, do that inner contemplation, and work out where your blockage is. Maybe your blockage is you need to put down these burdens. Maybe the blockage is you're carrying somebody else and you need to put them down. You need to leave it behind. Be the Page of Pentacles. Right, look how excited I am. All the cards are flying all over the place. Okay, oh, I love it, love it. I'm literally going to fall off my chair. I'm that excited because this card ties in too. And this card is a Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords, look at it, look at the illustration. He has picked up his swords and he's off ski, all right? He's leaving. But what he's also doing is he's planning. This is a card, it can be a card of cunning, okay? It's also a card associated with stealing things and burgling things. Burgling? Burglar. But is there such a word as burgling? Burgling. Burglating. Burgling, isn't it? It's burgling. How do you know? I don't normally have problems finding words, and yet every morning when I'm talking to you, I just I'll say something and it just sounds totally wrong, and it probably is totally wrong. But anyway, right, back to this. This card is also about leaving. It's about strategizing it as well, though. So this card, because I've been sitting here rabbiting on, saying, yeah, get out of there, leave it behind, put down the burdens, get out, girl. Then this card has probably come up because it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. If you're going to leave, plan to leave. If you're going to, if you're planning to leave something, a person, a job, a situation, an emotion, a way of life, a way of thinking, there's all sorts of things we can leave, isn't there? But sometimes it's worth not just doing it impulsively, isn't it? I'm guilty of that. I really am. But sometimes it's worth actually sitting down, being the Six of Pentacles, weighing up the options in order to weighing up your options, Two of Swords, in order to make an informed decision to leave. So this card is talking again about leaving something behind, but it's like he's got his S together, he's got his shite together. I believe we can say shite on YouTube. Ping, suddenly disappears and I'm blocked. But I believe we can say shite. So he's leaving his shite behind. He's got his shite together and he's moving on. But he's planned how to do it and he's taking everything with him that he needs. And he's got two that he's left behind. And what that symbolises is that basically he's picked up what he needs. He's left behind what he doesn't need. And that, again, is tying in with your Ten of Wands. It's like, put it down. If it doesn't serve your higher purpose, if it's not doing you any good, leave it behind. Eight of Cups, leave it behind. Put it down. Don't even look back. Don't even look back at it. And this is actually, I have a friend who works at NatWest Bank. She won't be watching because she doesn't believe in any of this. She thinks I'm mad. But her branch is closing. So I don't know what happens I think we've got people from Australia and the States in the chat, but I don't know what's happening where you are, but in the UK, all the like local branches of the banks are closing down, and everything's becoming more centralised. And she works in like a bank, NatWest, in a small sort of town, and it's closing down today. So she's really, every day she told me she didn't enjoy her job, but now that it's closing, she's like, oh, but she's been there for like years and years, probably 20 years, and she's like really upset about it closing down. They're having to empty the place and everything, and it's like, leaving can be sad. It's always going to be that nostalgia, isn't it? Leaving things can be sad, but it's a new beginning. It's like, it's the Ace of Swords the right way up. It's a chance, an opportunity for new things. So I'd be saying this to her: take what you need from this, leave behind the things that you didn't like, move on to a new period, move on to a better period where you're going to have a more fulfilled sort of experience of life. And I think work should be that, shouldn't it? Because how many of us do jobs where we get up every morning and think, I can't face it, this is going to be awful, and you've got to do the same thing day after day after day. And it's one of the reasons why I'm now an artist and a tarot reader and also a writer, but not an exciting writer. Like, I don't write books. I work as a copywriter as well, so I write websites and articles and stuff for people. But one of the reasons that I do that now is because I just couldn't do that cycle. I used to work where I was doing the same thing every day. I used to work in IT, believe it or not. You wouldn't know that now because my IT skills are rubbish, but I used to be an IT trainer. But the stress of having to do the same thing every single day and being unhappy doing it just like really got to me. So now I do what I like. And now I'm poor and have no money, but at least I don't have to go through that same cycle, because you're only here in this body that you have for a relatively short time. And if you can't enjoy your life, what are you doing? Are you just waiting for the next one? So pick up your shite and move on to a better place. And that is your 12 cards. And I have a question in the chat. How will tomorrow go at work for me? Right. Let me just take these cards. I'm going to have to shuffle really well here, Aussie Mel. So just bear with me while I do this shuffling. And I was still not, yesterday I was practicing like riffle shuffling in the air so I could go grrr, and there was just cards everywhere and it just didn't work out properly. So I am just going to do this on the table as usual, but I want a really good shuffle again. I hope, Aussie Mel, I hope that your job is fulfilling. I hope that you have the kind of job that you get up and you feel like, yay, another day. I'm off to do a job that I really like doing with people that I really like spending time with. Because that's what we all want, isn't it? And you're laughing. I hope that is happy laughter, which means that you love your job. Isn't it nice when you can do something that you like doing? I think it's so important. I really do. And it breaks my heart when people that I love tell me about how miserable they are at work. It's like, yeah, I know we need to work to get money, but, you know, learn something new. I know it's not as easy as that, is it? You know, when you've got bills and stuff, but even just plan to learn a new path, you know, or be brave, strike out, start your own business, do something unexpected, just do something different, leave. If you're not happy somewhere, leave. That would always be my advice. And spoken by somebody that is sitting with not enough money in the bank to pay the bills, but I'm happy and I know it. Right, let Aussie Mel, let's have a focus on that. Still feel it needs to go further here. 2 seconds, just bear with me. Right. Okay, so feels like something's being left behind. Feels like there is going to be some loss of something, okay? Feels like there's something that's going to need to be left behind. And it's going to feel like you have lost out something. You're going to feel like it didn't go your way. However, this is just a feeling, all right? So it's basically when this thing has been left behind, when whatever it is dispensed with, when it's out of the way, you then become the King of Cups, all right? Now, the King of Cups is the master of his emotions, and he's also loving and nurturing, and he has wisdom. So it feels like there is a masculine energy here, which is it's involved with this loss, but it's also involved with you, and it's talking about you becoming more sovereign. So it's like you become the king. You become, after leaving something behind, you become the King of Cups. You become the person who is more in charge. So it's like somebody who is fair and generous, and somebody who is able to discern what's right and wrong, okay, knowing what should be left behind and what should be taken. And this is, again, it sort of almost ties in with what we've seen with the other cards as well, like this similar theme, something being left behind, something being lost, but this is you becoming the king. And that's happened because something's been left behind or lost. And now the third card that I pulled for you, Aussie Mel, I love that name, is the Hermit. Yes, Charlene, I did get buy me a coffee set up, but I need to check it today to make sure it works, because I don't know if it works or not yet. And I don't know how to use it either. So we'll have to look. So, Aussie Mel, once something is left behind and you become the King of Cups, you're also going to be in a position where you are the person that it feels like the responsibility is on your shoulders, and you're going to feel a little bit like the hermit. So it feels a bit isolating. It feels like when all the decisions are on your shoulders and you're the person that has the power to say yes or no, it can almost be like a lonely place, can't it? Because sometimes as humans, we're like, it gives us comfort to just like give somebody else the decisions to make sometimes, but sometimes we have to suck it up and make those decisions ourselves, and they can be tough, and it can be a tough place to be. However, a hermit, look, because I'm looking at a mirror screen, this is why I'm going, the hermit, the the hermit, although he is in isolation, as hermits usually are, he carries a lamp. And that lamp is the insight that he's got from going within. So he's been doing his fire gazing, and he's been able to trust his own judgment and wisdom, because he's now got an illuminated path forward. So it's like, it's a card that encourages you to trust your instinct, go within at things that you've learned from the past situations, learn from the past, go within, do that fire gazing, do that navel contemplation in order to know the way forward. So in order to work out which way to go. So this could actually, it came out after the king, but it could be that in order to become the king, you have to know your own way forward. You're going to have to use that inner strength to light the way forward. Or it could be that once you are the king, and in fact, definitely when you are the king, I'm sure when people are in that position that they are constantly being having to use their inner strength, inner wisdom to feel enlightened, to light the path forward. So these are good cards about tomorrow at work, Aussie Mel, but there is that feeling of something being left behind, feeling of loss, but it's like it's when you let things go, sometimes they just have to go, don't they? And then you have to become the king and the hermit at the same time. How interesting. Yes, Aussie Mel, let me know how that goes tomorrow. Yeah, that'd be really interesting. So, right, I think I am done, and I think we can all go outside and get some sun. If you're in the UK, suck it up, because the weather's changing at the weekend, and that's our summer over, and we can all go back to just living under our duvets forever. And I'm not very good at going out the house, and I normally just live in the house, so I really should go out and get some sun. That might happen, it might not. Right, it has been lovely to spend time with you this morning. I feel that my energy is a bit scattered today, and that's good. I like energy that changes. So have a fantastic day, whatever you're doing. If you're watching this video at a later date, you probably think that I'm absolutely mad. But it's all with a purpose. Okay, it's been lovely to see you. We'll see if Bev's on tonight. If Lady D's got her channel working, we'll know later on. Oh, look, I've left a card over there. We'll know later on. And I'll see you all tomorrow, 10:30. Please subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. Please share the channel with friends who might also enjoy it. Stay weird.